This is 16 WAPT News at 10. Built around you.
Good evening. I'm meteorologist Heather Sophia. And 31. No, it's not the temperature. It's the score. The number of points the Saints put on the board. So I had to support. All right, Heather, thank you. And I know you like this scene. We begin tonight in New Orleans. Where else? Where the good times are rolling on Bourbon Street. Moments ago, the Saints clinched their first ever NFC championship and punched their ticket to the Super Bowl. But it was a nail-biter of a game, and our Brittany Deal was keeping up with all of it. She joins us now in the studio. Britt?
Yeah, Megan, you got to admit, if it's excitement you wanted, you definitely got it tonight. The game forced into overtime. Brett Favre throwing that interception. Yeah, Mississippi owned, and maybe potentially that might be his last game ever played. But, you know, the home team held tough as the Houdat are headed to their first Super Bowl in franchise history. Here's how it happened. Brett Favre back at the venue. He won his only Super Bowl. And New Orleans, both 1 seeds, will be playing on February 7th, 2 weeks away. The Saints in their first ever Super Bowl, as we've said numerous times this evening. Now around 200 people packed the Alumni House in Ridgeland to cheer on the team. 16 WAPT's Catherine Kite was there.
Catherine Kite, 16 WAPT News.
And Catherine, there's plenty of excitement going on right now in New Orleans. Let's take a live look from our sister station, WDSU in New Orleans. They're currently interviewing Garrett Hartley, the gentleman that kicked the team into their first ever Super Bowl.
Scott, thank you so much.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right, we
Avery,
understand that running back Reggie Bush is at the podium. Let's listen live.
They had and fumbles. Like I said earlier, it felt like, I felt like they had 1,000 fumbles.
All right, a big congratulations goes out to the New Orleans Saints headed to their first ever Super Bowl. And what a tale with Indy going as well. We have the Archie Manning, the Peyton Manning, the Manning tie-in. Obviously, Archie playing with the Saints a number of years ago. They never got to the Super Bowl,
That's right.
but now they are. So who will Archie be rooting for? That'll be interesting to find out in the next couple weeks.
I think he's probably got to root for his son, but there's got to be a little loyalty to the old team. And we want to point out that we're going to continue looking into WDSU's exclusive coverage throughout our newscast. They're going to be interviewing several more of the Saints players, and it's stuff you'll see only here on 16 WAPT.
All right, and of course, we'll have much more coming up in sports.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Now to news that folks in Southwest Jackson and Byram have been waiting to hear for 2 weeks. The boil water alert finally over. City officials lifted the alert after a second day of clear test results from the health department. More than 16,000 homes and businesses in Southwest Jackson and Byram had been under the boil water alert since January 8th. The city of Jackson says the water everywhere is now safe to drink. A Jackson City councilman thinks the men who fixed the water pipes that burst after the Arctic blast deserve a pay raise. Councilman Kenny Stokes says he'll propose a $2 an hour raise for public works employees. He says the money would come from $2 million left over from the city's 2009 budget. He says the employees showed how important they are to the city over the past couple weeks, repairing 150 broken water lines.
Some of those workers in those deep holes.
Now, in November 2008, the City Council voted down a proposal to increase the salary of its public works employees. Tomorrow, the man accused in a deadly double shooting in Pearl will face a judge in Louisiana. Police arrested 46-year-old Mac Watts Jr. on Interstate 20 in Bossier City, Louisiana, early Saturday morning. Watts is accused of shooting his ex-girlfriend, Candace Garnett, and killing her boyfriend, Robert Lindsay, at the Crosswind Apartments in Pearl. Garnett's recovering at a local hospital. Authorities tell us Watts will likely be extradited to Pearl this week. A Bolton man accused of kidnapping, raping, and beating a woman could face even more charges this week. Authorities say Ricky Franklin is a suspect in the deaths and disappearances of 5 women, but so far he's only been charged in 1 case. This is video of Franklin entering court last month. Now Tuesday, Franklin is expected to be charged in another case. He's in jail right now on $300,000 bond. Well, the death toll from Haiti's devastating earthquake now tops 150,000, and that is just in Port-au-Prince. Time is running out for finding survivors, but today we learned about one more incredible rescue. ABC's David Wright has the story. Now, Haiti's biggest musician, Wyclef Jean, landed back in Port-au-Prince today. He says he'll now work toward turning tent cities for survivors into sustainable homes. And while we saw a few light showers north of I-20 crossing I-55 earlier this evening. And as we head to break, we're taking another live look at our coverage from New Orleans.
I don't want to say retribution, but, because revenge wasn't wasn't the main goal. But
Heather, I got to point out you made a costume change.
I did. I had to change out, but it'll come back. Don't worry.
I hear you. Still got the same spirit in there,
yeah.
I'm sure. All right, and we know there are a lot of Brett Favre fans out there, but tonight was a night for the Saints. And as we head to break, we're going to take another live listen in to our sister station WDSU's coverage of post-game reaction out of New Orleans.
Christian Prelo, 11-year vet. Darren Sharper, 13-year vet.
The White House is switching gears after the stunning loss of Ted Kennedy's vacant Senate seat to a Republican. The administration is going all out to stop from losing more seats to Republicans in the 2010 midterm elections. ABC's David Curley explains why it's bringing in a team from the past.
David Curley, ABC News, the White House.
Now, ABC's own Diane Sawyer will have an exclusive interview with President Obama tomorrow night on World News right here on 16 WAPT. And as we go to break, we're going to take another live look into the coverage from our sister station WDSU as Drew Brees on the podium. Take a listen.
But that's expected, and we're excited about that.
Now, 16 Sports with Brittany Deal.
Good evening. The party is on in the Crescent City after 43 long years.
Him on his back a lot tonight. What does it mean for you as an offensive player?
Again, that's from WDSU, our sister station, and they will face Indianapolis in the Super Bowl in Miami 2 weeks from now. The Archie factor in full effect. We'll be talking about it for the next 2 weeks. The Pro Bowl, though, coming up a week early, so there'll be a lot of things to hype up before we head to Miami.
Plenty of things to keep you busy and to keep everybody entertained.
Yep, and congratulations to the Saints. Well deserved after all of those hard years.
What, 43 years, I think you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, earned.
A long time coming.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Britt. We'll be right back.
Hey, but it's been a breezy kind of day out there. I don't know.
The Saints jersey has reappeared as we leave you. Right. We want to leave you with some pictures of folks celebrating the Saints' victory. Send yours in to WAPT.com. See you in the morning.